everybody. This is Ginger, and this is Ginger's Chat Show, and I hope all is well. Today is Friday, March 27th already. Week sure really went flying by. Um, and it's sunny out. So it should really help the guys out here that's working on rebuilding our road. They get done quicker, and hope they start laying the asphalt and everything is move everything out. And then when they get it all done, they go road back up. Anyway, I've been watching and listening to various commentaries and everything else regarding what Trump is doing, what the neighborhood is doing, what Congress is doing. And today I'm going to be discussing his enablers who are they're so stupid and they're so afraid of Trump. So why are they afraid of him? Somebody with dementia like that, you don't be afraid of them. You just treat them as they should be treated. And correct him if Trump insists on being a child, treat him like one. Trump has no filters. He had no manners, in my view. Again, as I always stated, his parents have done a very poor job of raising him. They really have. Even his own sister and his own sister didn't really like him. Okay, she put him in his place a few times. Hi, Nancy. Good seeing you. How are things in Wisconsin? Weather-wise. So anyway, his aides are now keeping everything from Trump, what's happening in Iran. Trump doesn't read. And they try showing him the pictures and everything else. Well, the guy loses interest and falls asleep or whatever. He's not governing. And the person who I think is pulling all the strings is Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller has been licking his chops for the presidency. That's where he wants to be. Okay. Well, Stephen Miller doesn't know how the government works either. Okay. Neither does Higson. Higson needs to be removed. The Department of Defense is Air Force, Army, Air Force, Marines. Okay. And upon growing up, I've met a few of them, and they're very nice guys and ladies. Okay. So, and many of the generals and many of the commanders and everything else said, we're not going to go into an illegal war. Okay. And it's an illegal war, both on Israel's and Trump's part. Now, I have not heard anything about Yahoo, whether the guy's alive or not. I haven't seen anything on the news on him or anything, so I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if he's live and kicking or he's like Trump hiding. Okay. Right now, everybody else is getting oil except us and Israel, from what I understand. Except we produce our own oil here, so we get very, very little from the Middle East. Not like it was back in 1973. Okay. 73, if any of you remember the oil embargo in 1973, which did cause price gouging and everything else and storages of oil and everything. Well, now Trump's supposed to open a reserve to bring the prices down. Well, the prices haven't really come down because the oil companies are not. If I were a owner of an oil company, I'd go, no, the prices need to be realistic, not sky high. It doesn't help any. They need to be realistic. And so I think the price of oil should be 2 cents a gallon, and that's it. And people say, well, that's not enough for the oil company and everything else. Well, I'm sorry, bunch of crock. Guess they have plenty, okay? They're not hurting. But they are hurting the American people who try to commute to work every day, those that are working full-time jobs and everything. And the seniors like me and you, seniors, we try to get around to do our appointments and do chores and do errands and things like that. Well, gas here is like, what was it, $4 a gallon, 4 or 5 a gallon. I don't know what it is now. Um, but the only way to look around for cheap gas is go to GasBuddy, BUDDY.com, and it shows the list of gas stations in your area and what the prices are. Okay, so go to GasBuddy.com. Um, right now, the fight is on for the DHS and TSA and wait, okay, hold on a second. Yeah, I know OPEC controls oil. They've done it for years. Okay. Uh, I know big oil does not have no say in the price of crude, but the price of oil does not have to be so sky high. They need to be realistic, and they're not being realistic. OPEC is being greedy. And then my question to OPEC is this: what are you going to do when you run out of oil? What's going to happen, boys? Hmm? What are you going to do when you run out of oil? Then you wouldn't have any income, would you? That's why we need alternative energy, like wind, solar, and everything else. Most of us are doing that right now, finding alternatives. And a number of people are going off the grid because they're sick and tired of all the price gouging. So, but keep in mind, we're not tied to OPEC. We develop our own oil here. You have some in Alaska, you have some here in Texas, and I think another one's in Oklahoma. So, anyway, with Congress, see, they're diddling instead of really talking things out. The House needs to. Mike Johnson, the so-called Speaker of the House, he needs to have his head slapped. Stop doing it. Do the plan that the Senate has put out. They're funding everybody. They're funding TSA, which provides security for the airports. Fund TSA and a couple of other agencies, but not ICE. ICE needs to be banned. Okay? And Johnson's being stupid. So he needs to be yelled at and yelled at hard. He needs to be set down and given a thorough, hard lecture. And if he doesn't like it, tough. If he tries to cover up his ears, restrain him. Make him listen. They go, fine, if you're not going to do your job properly, then I would appoint Hakeem Jeffries as our House Speaker. He would whip that place back into shape so fast it wouldn't be even funny. Because he knows how everything works. I don't think Johnson knows how anything works. He doesn't try to do any research or anything else. He's exactly like Trump. He just doesn't listen. He avoids questions. Okay? You can ask him a direct, blunt question, and he goes off on a tangent. He won't listen. Just like Trump. And you tell him, shut up and listen to the question. Okay? Same way with Bondi and Noam and everything else. Of course, Noam is gone now. But same way with Bondi. Why are you doing this? You're going against every regulation that was put in place for a reason. And they keep humming and hawing and everything else. Well, then you're not being truthful, and that's a dereliction of duty. Okay. So Congress needs to do their damn job. The other thing why they're out while they're in session, doing impeachment. People say, well, they won't do it. Why? What are they afraid of? Once Trump is impeached, he doesn't have any power whatsoever. The MAGA Republicans already lost their jobs anyway because of their stupidity and refusing to govern properly and listen properly to their constituents. And there are other people say, oh, you're preaching to the choir. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm calling it out. And if people don't like other people calling something out when they see something that is wrong, then those people are being blind and stupid. I just don't get it, why Congress is so afraid of Trump. Now, when the midterms comes around, I know Trump is going to try and cheat on that, but you know what? He can't cheat. They already got several special elections done already, because a number of them have resigned already or passed away or whatever the case may be. They already got some of the replacements, and a good majority of them are Democrats. And the Senate has a very thin majority. Very thin. Same way with the House. Very thin majority. So thin it's not even funny. So when the midterms come around this coming fall, which is not all that far away, they're going to be out of a job. When that happens, I hope those that are in power, the Democrats and independents that are in power, will start impeachment proceedings, truthfully start impeachment proceedings, and get Trump out of office. And then do an appointment for a new president. They have the tools there to remove Trump, who is obviously doing harm. Okay? I know when Biden was in office, they tried doing impeachment, but there was nothing there. They don't have any evidence. Because President Biden knew how everything worked. He's been in public service for a lot of years. He knows the ins and outs. Okay. He does studies, he has a good team, he has research, and he says, well, if I don't know something, I just go look it up. I go on the internet and look it up, or I asked one of my team members if they could do some research. That's simple. Or he does it himself. Okay? Or he might ask a question and if he really wants to know, he gives President Obama a call and say, "Hey, about this subject, what do you think of this, or what do you think should be done?" It's that simple. And then, important thing of all, listen to your people, listen to your constituents. Don't sit there and distract and start wars and everything else. Wars are really not profitable anymore. They really aren't. It really disrupts the economy on all sides. So they need to stop the wars. No more wars. I want peace as much as everybody else wants peace. Okay? We want to enjoy things. We want to do our goals. We want to help one another. And you have somebody like Hegseth, who's an idiot. He keeps calling it Department of War. No, it's not Department of Defense. It's always has been. They have to, in order to change the name, they have to get congressional approval to change the name. See, after World War II, it was changed from Department of War then to Department of Defense, because we're defending ourselves. That's why it was named that way. They have to get congressional approval to change the name. So back in 1947, when it was changed to Department of Defense, and the same year the Air Force was split off from the Army Air Corps, who is now the Army, and then you have the Air Force. There are two different groups now. Like the Navy and the Marines, there are two different groups now. This happened in 1947. Everything was split up because good majority of the departments got bigger. So it made it easier to provide leadership and everything. But Hegseth doesn't understand that. And he's going after women, young women and everything else that are in the armed forces. Well, you better be careful, Hegseth. Karma will bite you, and it will bite you hard. You just don't do that to people. You don't do that to women. You don't know how anything works, Hegseth. You're a stupid, stupid idiot. And you need to be fired. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox, have some lunch, and have a wonderful weekend. The Sundays, the start of Palm Sunday, start of Easter Holy Week next week. So, keep busy back and forth, and I'm going to be talking to my audiologist and see if I can. Hi, Dorothy. Talk to my audiologist and see if I can get a new hearing aid. My left hearing aid fell apart, and the top part fell off. I can't find it anywhere. I think it got smashed somewhere. So I can't hear out of this ear very well. I can with this ear a little bit, but my hearing keeps going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So it gets a little frustrating. Anyway, I will post this on my YouTube channel. Be sure to insist, persist, push back, do some yelling. Be a boss. And I will see you. Let me check my calendar real quick. Hold on 1 minute. Let me check my calendar. Okay, on Monday, I have an appointment for my thing on my knee, and so I'm going to cancel that day doing my show, and I will see you on Wednesday. I might do a special on Tuesday, so we'll see how that goes. So I will see you later. Take care. Stay safe. Keep your eye to the sky, because now tornado season is ramping up. And I know Nancy and Dorothy are not too thrilled about all that. So I will catch you guys later. Thank you for watching. I need more subscribers for my YouTube channel. Okay? I'll talk to you later. Love you. Bye-bye.